Canada's military is our first line of defense at home and abroad. Our commitment in that role calls for professional, highly trained armed forces, capable of using sophisticated equipment in a wide variety of operational environments. Training is key to military readiness, and Canada's Air Force is taking a leading role in establishing a learning environment that will meet current and future needs. Conventional training methods are not the most efficient. Students' time on task is limited, and everyone progresses at the same rate. Schools are simply not able to keep up with demand, given both the pace of change and the demographic shift of the Air Force.
We are very quickly losing all of the expertise within the military. We have this huge gap of older technicians that are retiring at a greatly expedited rate, and there's a huge vacuum of technician space behind us. So the new students coming in and the new technicians on the hangar floor, they're not going to have the luxury like I had of going to the old war dog corporal on the hangar floor going, you know, Ralph, I've never seen this before, what do I do? And he'll say, oh, just go over there, do this, do this, do this, and it'll fix it for you. They won't have that luxury.
There's two things that are happening here. One is we're losing experience due to the demographics. People are retiring earlier. The second thing is operational pace has picked up. So we're trying to force generate, that is, put the aircraft out and support them more and more in a very, very short time frame.
Today, faced with the reality of a rapidly evolving and technologically sophisticated Air Force, we need more efficient training tools and methodologies. The Air Force has recognized this challenge and is now engaged in transforming the learning environment. It is an evolution towards a blended learning approach anchored on a new common operating platform called AFIILE. AFIILE stands for Air Force Integrated Information and Learning Environment. The AFIILE platform is a suite of world-class applications accessible using a standard web browser. AFIILE has a learning content management system, including a learning object repository. AFIILE has turnkey courseware, which will be customizable by Air Force personnel using the AFIILE software suite.
Our school's being called upon on a regular basis now to provide training that's outside of what we would have considered our norm in the past. Individualized training plans, special training plans designed for repeat students coming back into the community. All sorts of things that didn't fit our traditional mold, and we're struggling to catch up with that. And the biggest part of that is us being able to share our training resources and to take advantage of other people's training experience.
There is currently a proliferation of training and information management systems within the Air Force. Within the various systems, there is a wide variety of rich media. The challenge is that training content is not widely distributed and is often inaccessible from one school to another. AFIILE will provide an environment in which to share this content.
The central database of information is advantageous, and it stops the multiple times of doing the same job, whether it's developing of a lesson plan or developing of a 3D software package or a distance learning package on multiple systems, or it's actually the same system taught to different technicians or different people within the military.
Trainees can carry out part of their learning at their own pace. As well, more individual access to interactive content will provide more time on task and increase first-time right performance. The AFIILE platform will be supported for the long term and is designed to be sustainable, stable, and adaptable. In the future, training materials will be available for off-site refresher training.
The best example I can think of is on a deployment, where the technician doesn't have access to all the publications and all of the infrastructure and everything that's on his home unit. He's on a deployment in the middle of the Persian Gulf, and he requires to do a snag or fix an aircraft that he hasn't touched that system in, say, 6 months. The ruggedized PDA, if it was there and wireless, he could easily review, and by doing so would be able to more easily repair and fix that aircraft and get it back in service without having to expend a huge amount of manpower and time getting the aircraft back to the home unit.
Blended learning is an efficient and effective training method that combines instructor-led with self-paced learning, and often includes e-learning and simulation-based training. Before the learner gets hands-on experience using real equipment, there is the opportunity to work on it in a virtual environment.
If I can give you a laptop and say, these are the procedures, there's error pickup flags put in place that if you make a mistake, you have to go back. That's going to and just go through it until you feel confident, and then we'll just do some confirmation and see how you do. And when you're good, we're going to go on the real thing and put you out there and see how your dexterity and how you've grasped the whole project. If I can do this in 3 days with you for a torp, definitely it will make people better.
Blended learning takes advantage of the familiarity and experience that new trainees have with today's technology.
What we have to do is we have to take that approach of trying to have all the tools available on a soft copy or on the internet, put them together, be able to virtually relate to all your peers, and come out with a way ahead. If we can do that within the construct, that is the regulations of airworthiness, the rules that we have to abide by as far as the military and operations, then I believe we have a learning mechanism that is well established or entrenched in our youth today from the internet, and we apply that to the military training, we're going to come up with a very innovative and quick reactive type of training program.
The rate of technological change, increased operational pace, and demographic shifts within the Air Force signal the need to transform our training processes and tools. Developers, trainers, and learners will all benefit from the efficient blended learning framework. AFIILE supports the Air Force's commitment to provide more performance-oriented training, reduce time to proficiency, and improve our training capacity. AFIILE, let the transformation begin.